Jeffrey has a skinny, fat physique. That's the worst kind of body that you could possibly have, Jeffrey. Why don't you just do something about it? Adonis. Adonis takes young Jeffrey by the scrawny arm and sends him straight to the gym with a very special workout routine. You know, I lived my entire life basically like I was AFK. I lived my entire life like disassociated, so distanced away from reality. And it was only when I was 17 years old where I started a very special habit. That's when my life started to change. And that habit was weightlifting, going to the gym and lifting weights to try and build muscle and to lose fat and to look good. I discovered a few YouTubers that I really started to look up to, and one of the guys was named Joe Delaney. And I would see all of these guys who had become confident because they got into the gym, because they built these awesome physiques, and now they were attracting girls. And this was like blowing my mind, thinking, whoa, like if I just get like a six-pack, girls will finally like me. And so here I am, brown, skinny, fat, 17-year-old, like, you know, raised by my mother, addicted to video games, but there in our home gym in the garage, lifting weights. Like, it was so odd for someone like me to be there in this kind of culture of lifting weights. But as soon as I realized that making progress in the gym is very similar to making progress in video games, that's when I got hooked. Because in video games, you have skills, you have like levels that you want to keep leveling up. And the way that you level up is by gaining experience, XP. And it was only when I realized that when you put on more weight onto the bar in weightlifting, that's like gaining XP, that's like going up levels. And that's when I got hooked, and I was like, finally, like, you know, so dedicated to this pursuit of building an aesthetic body. But there was one massive problem. I just wasn't making progress fast enough. I was going to the gym, I was tracking my calories, but it still felt like, I've got more energy, I want to do more, what else can I do? So I'll just be watching like more hours of fitness YouTube content, just thinking, oh, but that, you know, that's being productive. I wanted to make more progress. I was doing the fundamentals, I had more time, I had more energy, but I didn't really know other things to do. Now, the first and most important thing are those fundamental things like going to the gym, progressive overload, sleeping right, eating right. But you didn't need me to tell you that. You didn't need me to make another fitness YouTube video where the guy tells you like, yeah, sleep is really important. You've heard it before. We don't need to like re-clarify it. I want to talk about weird extra things that I did, which I think helped me to gain more progress in the gym outside of those very important fundamentals. Find out what kind of dieter you are. So diet is very important when it comes to building muscle, losing fat, and you want to be in a calorie deficit. If you want to lose fat, you want to be in a calorie surplus. If you want to gain a lot of muscle, a lot of size, right? And of course, you want to try and eat as clean as possible. You want to eat like one ingredient foods instead of some processed shit, like some garbage, like Samsung like seems to eat. You want to have like cleaner meals. Now, that was obvious things. One of the big lessons that I've learned on top of that is to try and figure out what your diet personality is like, in the sense of figuring out how you diet best. So some guys can literally just intuitively guess how many calories they're eating. For me, I've realized that I actually do best when I really weigh everything that I eat out and I put it into my fitness pal. Now that's like something which a lot of fitness YouTubers do, so the advice isn't that special. It was more that I had to find out that this was the best way for me, because I tried some of those times where I just eat intuitively because I didn't want to like, you know, be obsessed with my diet and weigh in everything that I was eating. And so I'd eat intuitively like the same few meals. And there's been times where I've ate the same few meals for a few days and I thought, wait, let me just put that into my fitness pal. And it turned out that I was eating 1.7 thousand calories a day. I was eating, you know, when I felt like how much I needed to eat or something. And I was under eating like crazy. I've had a few moments like that where it really made me realize like I have absolutely no idea when it comes to like guessing calories or anything. I could tell you roughly, right? I kind of know the math. An egg is 60 calories. A bit of butter to cook the egg in will be like 30 calories. An orange is 70. I can tell you these things. A chicken breast is 120 calories. But when it comes to actually like, you know, going out to restaurants or eating this food or making something in the kitchen, I don't actually keep a track of it. And so I realized my diet personality is the kind of one where I need to have everything written down. Using an app like MyFitnessPal makes it really easy.